Hello, my name is Daniel Malan and I'm an Associate Professor in Ethics and Governance at the University of Stellenbosch Business School in South Africa. In this short video, I'm going to talk about different ways in which the E4J modules on integrity and ethics can be adapted. The modules have deliberately been designed to be adapted by individual lecturers to fit their own specific conditions. Each module provides an outline for a 3-hour class, but this is not prescriptive. The module can be used in many different ways. In this video, I would like to discuss 4 different ways in which adaptation can take place. Firstly, localizing the content. Secondly, integrating the content within an existing course. Thirdly, changing the time frame within which the material will be delivered. And finally, developing a standalone course or combining different modules. Let's talk about localization first. It's necessary to determine up front if there's any content that might be deemed inappropriate or offensive in a local cultural context, and then to remove or adapt those parts. For example, case studies that include references to alcohol might be inappropriate in some contexts. You can also provide a customized introduction that refers to relevant legal frameworks and case studies, or perhaps recent examples that appeared in the local media. If required, replace or complement the existing readings, case studies and exercises with examples that reflect the local context. You will know who the local experts are, and it's always great for learners to be exposed to something that they can associate with. If possible, the content should be translated into a local language, but this can have substantial cost implications. Finally, you can also adapt the content to better relate to a certain discipline, sector or industry. And this can be done by referring to relevant examples. Now let's talk about integration within an existing course. All the E4J modules have been designed in a way that they could either be offered as a standalone module or integrated within an existing course. The modular structure allows lecturers to select only those that are relevant within a specific context. Of course, lecturers may also create a complete course on integrity and ethics by using all 14 modules. As a standalone module, a particular module could be offered as either a voluntary or mandatory addition to a course, for example, as a workshop offered outside the normal scheduled sessions. It could also be offered as part of a summer school or as public sessions with broader participation than simply the registered students of a particular course. Integration within an existing course requires advanced planning because a specific session would have to be scheduled in a course outline, which may have to go through internal approval processes. Lecturers often have substantial flexibility to introduce new but related content in a course outline. For example, in a media and communication studies course, there's likely to be an existing focus on media ethics. In such a case, the lecturer can either replace the existing content with the E4J module or adapt or merge the existing content with the E4J content. If there's no existing ethics content, the lecturer will have to rearrange the current content to create space in the course outline for the E4J material. Remember, it always remains the responsibility of the lecturer to familiarize herself or himself with the academic requirements of the specific institution. The next way to adapt the material is to change the time frame. The 3-hour time slot is offered as a guideline only. Depending on the lecturing style and the class size, a typical E4J module with all exercises would probably be offered in a time frame that ranges between 1 and 4 hours. Time requirements vary between institutions and programs. Undergraduate contact sessions are usually shorter. One E4J module might have to be spread over 2 or more sessions. By contrast, postgraduate sessions could last 2 or 3 hours, which might be sufficient to cover the content of an entire module in one session. However, some lecturers may still wish to spread the module over 2 sessions, as the break between the 2 sessions could allow students to process and internalize the materials better. In some cases, lecturers might wish to introduce additional content to offer a half-day or even a full-day workshop. There are no rigid guidelines in this regard, and lecturers need to make adjustments to fit their circumstances. In my case, I'm responsible for various ethics and integrity courses and programs at my home university. This ranges from 28 hours contact time with one class to a 1-hour overview provided to busy executives. The core message always remains the same, but the delivery style and methods differ. I often start a session by inviting participants to share their expectations or specific questions. If you're really comfortable with the material, it's possible to adjust the structure of a session at a moment's notice. Finally, let's talk about the development of a standalone course and specific combinations. Each module contains a separate section with guidelines on how to develop a standalone course on a particular topic. The guidelines are very flexible and provide some high-level suggestions on the content and structure of a standalone course. They can also be used to provide ideas for adding content to longer sessions or workshops. Lecturers might also wish to deliver combinations of the available modules. The teaching guide contains a table that provides suggestions on possible combinations that could be considered in different disciplines. These are offered as suggestions for courses that comprise 7 sessions. If required, an 8th session can be scheduled for an examination. Each session in the table can refer to a 3-hour contact session, the proposed time frame for an E4J module, or it can cover a longer or shorter period that would fit the specific requirements. Combinations will be determined by institutional or faculty requirements and informed by thematic priorities. Lecturers could also consider combinations involving E4J modules in other areas. Remember, E4J also offers university modules on the core crime mandates of UNODC, including anti-corruption, crime prevention, and criminal justice. Given the availability of E4J modules on a variety of subject areas, and in the context of the myriad of possibilities provided by different timeframes, the entire E4J module series is adaptable to many different environments. So, just to recap, there are many different ways in which adaptation can take place. Localization, integration, different timeframes, and different combinations. I hope that you'll have fun experimenting and working with the modules and adapting it to fit your own specific circumstances. Thank you very much.